Okay, I haven't pulled anyone up on the this one mainframe yet. I've got some of my work. As I stated, I'm using these YouTube channels of mine. I'm using my YouTube channels and or my YouTube accounts as a haphazard filing system for some of my things. So here are some. I've got more I've got to go through. However, here are some that I know I want, without having to go through all of it. So, um, I hold them long enough to get a screenshot of them at least. That's all. This is my work. I own in and out of all of the information that I've put on and out on these 3x5 cards. I've got a bunch more, but I haven't gone through everything yet, so. I put this in here. It's one my one signature that I'm handing out, and there are some personal. Most of there are some personal for my work that I own in and out of all of, but most of these that I've gone through are stuff for my clients. This is a lot of stuff that makes me money. So I mean, not so to say, it's true. Because since I was 16 years of age, I've been a nuclear chemist. Since 16 years of age, I've been a nuclear chemist, theoretical physicist, cognitive neuroscientist, and third generation Jungian psychologist, first generation Jungian clinical psychologist. Someone told me that if I don't say nuclear chemist, theoretical physicist, cognitive neuroscientist, third generation Jungian psychologist, first generation Jungian clinical psychologist, it doesn't count. I don't know what's wrong with these people that speak. See, that's why my nana told me not to write on the back of things. My one nana, my full biological, my mother Dr. Angel Smart Senior, sadly, and my mother Dr. Angel Smart Senior's mother, a full biological, full blooded German, and name enormously sparked. I don't know what that is on the back. Oh, I do. Oh, hold on. This one has stuff on the back. I'm not to write on the back of things. I won't do it anymore. I promise. And I mean, I do. I promise. I must have been running out of cards. This just says this side. But and if you have anything to do with anything that I would have to do it with, then everyone is. These are just tools. I need to redo them. I don't need to really go over this. I need to redo them though. Just some color pages. Some of these might not seem to make sense, but that's alright. I'm not doing this for anyone that would be scrolling through it. Not to be rude. Oh, something told me if I don't show a picture of my mother, Dr. Angel Spark Sr., or my father, Vladimir Putin, every time I posted something, it wouldn't count. I thought, who are you anyway? Some nut jump? Doesn't that sound crazy? Sounds crazy. El switcheroo is what they said then. That means they'll have me big corrected. I said, well, what in the heck does that mean? Anyway, I am a shrink. They say shrinks need a shrink the most, right? So what are we talking about here? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm a psychologist. I'll send you to someone to get you medication. I'm not handling all that. We're in bed with pharmaceutical companies. My family is personally. However, I'm not going to sit around with the responsibility of having to dish out medication, writing prescriptions for medication. That's what I usually use. That's what I say. Do you want to know the honest to God's truth? I don't share this, ever. But who's going to go through med school to be a psychiatrist? Not me. I'll be a psychologist. Major cop out. Nobody told me I had to be a psychologist. Nobody told me I had to be a psychiatrist, though. They told my mother said it's mandatory. You have to be a third generation Jungian clinical psychologist. I'm sorry, not clinical. I'm a third generation Jungian psychologist. First generation Jungian clinical psychologist. She didn't. My mother, Dr. Angel Spark Sr., didn't care about that part. But I was a med school dropout at 15 years of age. I wanted to be a brain surgeon. It was to fall back on. It was to be secondary unto Jungian clinical, unto Jungian, being a Jungian psychologist. And I dropped out at 15 years of age. It was kind of emotional. I said, I performed a surgery and this guy got better. And I said, and his son, one of his children, the only one that was there at the time, seemed really upset because he wasn't a good person. And I thought, well, God, I'm not going to go through that. And I know that seems stupid, but I was 15. I was I'm a child prodigy with an IQ of 168, concurrently a child professionally contracted model. My first of 3 contracts I landed at 6 months of age, being an 18-year contract with Jean Casablanca of Madrid, Spain. So I'm a child, so everything was quite young. I was 15 years of age. I was a wee one. And I was but 15 years of age. And I thought, well, gosh, I'm not going to save people running around playing God, saving people's lives that might not deserve it. You know how somebody might say, well, I'm going to kill him. And you might want to say, well, how do you think you deserve to find out whether someone lives or dies? It's the same thing. I'm not going to be performing a surgery on you and you get better if you're a piece of to your wife and your kids or something. That little boy was like, oh, he was scared his daddy was going to be getting better and coming back home. I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. I'll just, whatever. So I dropped out of med school and I thought, well, God, med school's a pain in there. I said, well, God, who's going to go through med school to be a psychiatrist? Thank God it's not me. But, okay, so that's just some of them.